Hello guys and dolls, it's Cora. Welcome back for another makeup tutorial. Today I have a Victorian meets Edwardian meets Lolita meets modern day tutorial. I'm not really sure where this sits. It's kind of a conglomerate of all of those because it's got a little bit of a Lolita vibe. It's kind of sexy and innocent at the same time. The look has elements from the Edwardian period, elements from the Victorian period, so it's just a little bit of a mashup that I wanted to do for you guys today. So if I were doing something that was more authentic to, you know, the turn of the century, there would be no makeup because women really didn't wear makeup unless they were a prostitute or a stage performer. Ladies didn't really wear makeup, maybe a little rouge, but that's it. So I wanted to do something that was like a modern day beauty makeup and do it with inexpensive products. So everything I used you can get at like Ulta or Target or Walgreens and things like that. As always, there will be a full list of makeup and costume products at vintageortacky.com. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you'd like to learn how I created this look, let's get started. To get started with the eyes, the first thing I'm going to use is this Jordana 12-hour Made to Last pencil in Continuous Almond. And this is going to be my eyeshadow base and primer today because it is crease resistant, so it's a twofer. Just place it all over the lid and then blend it out with my finger. So for eyeshadows today, I'm going to be using one of the Love in Paris palettes from NYX. This is the Let Them Eat Cake palette, and I love that it has like a little bow right here. Oh, cute is that? Anyway, I'm going to be using a lot of colors from this palette. I'm going to get rid of this little sponge applicator for now. And the first one I'm going to use is, I don't think these have names. This one here, it's a mauve with gold reflex in it. And I'm going to rock that in my socket with a crease brush from Sonia Kashuk. Just really dig into the crease to define it. It's such a lovely color. I love it so much. Go over it a second time for extra definition. And then I'm going to start kind of swirling it out. So first we rocked it, now we're swirling. To deepen this just a tiny bit, I'm going to take just a little dab of this color here right next to the one that we just used and place that right here in the outer corner just to give me a little extra depth. Next I'm going to do a quick highlight on my underbrow, so I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild eyeshadow in Brulee and this brush from Real Techniques. This is a domed eyeshadow brush. Softly flirt that around the edge of the shadow. This is going to make the blend seem a little bit more seamless, and also just adding a lighter color up here kind of gives us that lift. It's like a bra for your eyebrow. Who says stuff like that? Now remember this little guy that we tossed away from earlier? Pick it back up. It's actually really good at placing color onto the lid, so I'm going to take this center shade here. I'm going to place this all over the lid where we have that negative space or naked skin, whichever term you prefer. Next I'm taking this neutral pink. I'm going to sweep that over just to mattify it, that way it'll look a little bit better in photographs. I'm not going to add any darker colors on the outside because it would sort of close off the eye, and by leaving the light color all the way out to the edge here, it makes your eye look a little bit bigger. So for my upper lash line, I'm going to be using a purple, and this is the Jordana 12-hour Made to Last in Purple Fix, and I'm using a Sonia Kashuk brush just to get some product on there. This is a little angled brush I got at Target, and I'm just pushing it into my lash line and then wiggling around a little bit just to make my lash line appear a little bit thicker. And so this will give you that definition without any harsh lines, because harsh lines are the devil. Alright, so for my lower lash line, I'm going to use another Jordana pencil in Tenacious Brown, again with that same little brush. It doesn't matter that the purple is still left on. I'm just going to dot this along the lash line very softly, and only about halfway through. And then I'll sort of blend it up to the outer corner and then run my finger along it to make sure there's no like weird line or anything. And then over that I'm just going to pop a little bit of our mauve color from the crease. So for foundation I'm going to use the Revlon Photo Ready Perfecting Primer. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Coverall Foundation in Fair and a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This foundation is a little bit on the thick side, so you're going to want to be precise with where you're placing it. You want to place it where you need the most coverage first, and then just sort of buff it out to where you you know, just want to even out your skin. This foundation also sets relatively fast, so you're going to want to work quickly. My concealer today is the NYX HD. I'm just going to place that in the appropriate area. To blend out my concealer, I'm going to be using a Sonia Kashuk setting brush. And closer to my eye, I'm going to use my finger a little bit. Next, I'm setting my foundation with the NYX HD powder, which is identical to the one from Makeup Forever. In fact, if it's possible, I actually like the NYX one better, if only because it's so much cheaper. So the Victorians and Edwardians were not into tanning or anything, but I'm going to use a bronzer to contour today. This is Princess from Wet n Wild, and I'm using a buffing brush from Real Techniques. My blush today is Heather Silk, also from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to use the same brush to apply it. I know this probably looks like a lot on camera, but when I photograph something, it's gotta be a little bit heavier handed because the camera will sort of wash it out. Alright, so I went ahead and put my wig on. This is the Victoria wig from Arta Wigs, and I love this wig. It has a very natural look and feel. It's shiny, but it's not like an unnatural sort of shine, and the hairs are actually pretty soft for a synthetic wig. I feel like it's sort of like Victorian meets like Priscilla Presley, but whatever. So for mascara today, this is my one cheat. This is from Blink, which you can get at like Sephora and things like that. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. To brighten up my inner rim, I'm going to use the NYX Wonder Pencil in Light. And then you remember our little discarded sponge tip from earlier? I'm going to pick up this oyster color here and place it right here on the inner tear duct. So for lips, I'm going to use Cherry Picking lipstick from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to be applying this over lip balm to make it a little bit sheerer because this is a very intense color. Still pretty intense. But I want like a vivid rose tint, so just use my finger to blend it out from there. And now for the final touch, my beautiful hat from hipsandcurves.com. It's a lovely gray shade. It has this very, very, very cute little veil. This hat is only $12. It's like a steal. And then this little cameo here I got at Michael's Crafts for like $3.99, and I just pinned it on the front here because I thought it would be a nice touch. It's kind of superfluous with the one that I'm wearing now, but whatever. So go ahead and place that on, and I kind of like it off center. And this hat actually stays on pretty well, but if you, I don't know, are going to be dancing or something, you might want to take some bobby pins and make it stay for sure, but it's, I mean, I can kind of dance a little bit with it on. So here we have my Edwardian meets Victorian meets Lolita meets modern makeup and fashion tutorial. I hope that you guys liked it. It's such a great base look to do different things with it. So you could go very gothic Victorian, you could go the more Edwardian route, you could just wear this because it's awesome. I would totally just like go out to dinner wearing this. I don't care if people stare at me. I'd be like, whatever, I look awesome. But then again, I also live in the Bay Area and this kind of thing isn't that uncommon. Actually, oh, I think I might wear this to the Dickens Fair. Having a braingasm right now. I genuinely hope that you guys love this video as much as I do, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for all kinds of different types of updates. And that's it. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just see yourself.